Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to crochet this quick and easy headband, and I'm going to show you how you can work these beautiful neat edges in the star stitch pattern. To start, we are going to need an Aran worsted weight yarn, a crochet hook, scissors and a hair tie approximately 5 cm or 2.5 inches. First, you are going to need to attach your yarn to the hair tie. You can tie a knot and then chain one and work 4 single crochets. I'm starting with a standing single crochet because this is my favorite way to start a pattern. After you have worked your 4 single crochets, we are going to start to increase. For an increase, you are working 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. Work 2 single crochet into the first stitch, then work 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and in the last stitch we are working an increase again by working 2 single crochets into the same stitch. You have increased by 2 stitches, so we are now having 6 stitches. Chain 1 and turn your work. We are increasing again by 2 stitches, so work 2 single crochets into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, and again 2 single crochets into the last stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. We are going to increase again by 2 stitches, so work 2 single crochet into the first stitch, then 1 single crochet into each stitch until you have reached the last stitch, and then work again 2 single crochets into the last stitch. And for the last row we are only increasing by 1 stitch because for the star stitch pattern we need an odd number of stitches. So work 1 single crochet into each stitch until you have reached the last stitch. And then work 2 single crochets again into the last stitch. If you want your headband to be wider, work another increase row or 2 or 3, but don't forget we are needing an uneven number of stitches for our star stitch pattern. So we are now having 11 stitches. To start the first star stitch, chain 3. Then when you look at your chains closely, you have the second, the third, then we are having here the base of our stitch and the next 2 stitches. So in each of the stitches we are going to pull up a loop. So insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, pull up a loop, into the third chain from the hook, pull up a loop. Then we are going to insert our hook into the first stitch or the base of our chain 3 and pull up a loop. Then we are going to insert our hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. And we are going to insert our hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. We are now having 6 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all loops on your hook. Chain 1 to secure this first star stitch. You have now worked your first star stitch. For the second star stitch, we are inserting our hook into the eye of the stitch or the chain 1 and pull up a loop. Then you have here this little arm or leg of the stitch We are going to insert our hook into this arm and pull up a loop. Insert your hook into the base of the stitch and pull up a loop. And then you are going to pull up a loop into each of the next 2 stitches. You are now having 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all loops again. Chain 1 to secure the second stitch. Insert your hook into the eye of the stitch, into the arm of the stitch, into the base, and then you're going to pull up a loop into the next 2 stitches. Yarn over and pull through all 6 loops on your hook. Chain 1 to secure the star stitch. Repeat this until you are at the end of the row. At the end of the row, you should have 2 stitches left. Now I'm working my last star stitch. Insert your hook through the eye of the stitch, through the arm, through the base, and into the next 2 stitches. This is our last stitch. Yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. Chain 1. And to finish this row, you're going to insert your hook into the eye of the stitch, skip the arm, and pull up a loop from the base of the stitch. You have now 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops again to work a double crochet. By working a double crochet, your star stitch has a tighter and neater appearance. Without chaining, turn your work. So don't chain, turn your work, and then we are going to work 1/2 double crochet into each of the eyes of the stitches or the little holes you formed when you chained 1. So yarn over, insert your hook through this little hole to complete the star stitch. We are going to work 2 half double crochets in this little hole or into the eye of the stitch. Work 2 half double crochets into this little hole. Work 2 half double crochets into the next star stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into this little hole here, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Work a second half double crochet into the same space. Work 2 half double crochet into each of these little holes or spaces of your star stitch until you have reached the end of the row. So when you're at the end of the row, you are going to work a slip stitch into this last stitch here. Try to catch the last stitch, not the one that's connected to your star stitch, we need the last stitch from this turning chain from the previous row. This one can actually be a little bit fiddle, and you have to open the stitch up with your fingers and try really hard to get through, but it will pay off at the end because you're going to have a really straight and neat edge. And when you made it through this little stitch, work a slip stitch into it. After you made a slip stitch, chain 3, and then you're going to repeat the same steps from row 1. I will include some timestamps so that you can re-watch this part of the video. Insert your hook through the second chain from the hook, through your third chain from the hook, through the base of the stitch, pull up a loop, and then through the next 2 stitches and pull up a loop. 6 loops on your hook, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through all 6 loops on your hook. Chain 1. When you're at the end of the row, make sure you're going to catch the last stitch as well. Chain 1 again, and then you're going to insert your hook through the eye and through the base of the stitch and work a double crochet to complete this row. Repeat row 1 and 2 until you have reached the length you need for your head circumference. You can always try it on. I repeated these 2 rows for a total of 15 times, and this fits for a head circumference from 52 to 56 centimeters. To finish our hairband, we are going to work some decreases to match our increases, and then we are going to attach it to our hair tie. For the first decrease round, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then we are going to insert our hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, and then we are going to insert our hook into the second stitch, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. This is how you can work a decrease. Work 1 single crochet into each stitch until you have reached the last 2 stitches. When you have reached the last 2 stitches, insert your hook into the first one, pull up a loop, and then insert your hook into the last one, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. You are going to repeat this row of decreases until you are back at 4 stitches. Keep in mind, in one row you are only decreasing by 1 stitch because we are having an uneven number of stitches. Now I'm at my last row and I am working my last single crochet, and I am back to 4 stitches. So now we are going to attach our headband to our hair tie. You can either attach it with single crochets or with slip stitch. This is up to your personal preference. I'm doing a chain 1, and then I'm turning my work again. I'm on the right side, and then you're inserting your hook through this first stitch and under the hair tie. Yarn over and pull through a loop. Yarn over and work a single crochet, or you can work a slip stitch. So yarn over through the second stitch and under the hair tie and bring your loop through, yarn over and work a single crochet. Repeat this 4 times or until you have 4 stitches. Cut your yarn and then weave in all your ends and your hair tie is or your headband is finished. This was a really fast and easy crochet headband and it looks gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. If you decide to crochet this headband as well, please send me an email and I would love to share this on my channel. Stay healthy, take good care of yourself. Until next time, bye!